Hey, everybody, welcome to our next episode of Beyond the Rolls. I'm Kevin. This is my co host, Kirk, here. Today, we're joined with Rich from Hustle Ninjas. He's going to tell us a little bit about what's going on with his business, where he's at, and everything. We're very excited to have him on. I think we had him on about, what was it, 10 months ago,
I think
something
it was
like
almost
that?
10 months ago.
Yeah,
Virtual.
July. It was virtual.
Virtual.
Awesome to see him in person now. Rich, how you doing today?
I'm good.
Awesome.
So, what do you think about Glorious Fargo? I mean, this is.
Fargo was great. It's not as bad. I thought it was gonna be really cold. When I looked up the temperature, it said it was gonna be 40 degrees. I was like, I might gotta go shopping, but it's not as bad. The sun is beaming, but it's still cold. It's weird.
Mhm.
So, this is May for us. So it's like up and down, up and down.
It's really weird. It was snowing, I think, at the beginning or the end of April for us and everything. That hasn't happened in a long time.
Yeah, it's crazy.
To me, it's been a really cold kind of transition into summer here, but I'm excited for it. I think that means we're gonna have like not too much of an extreme heat, maybe, but it'll be cooler. Maybe kind of like what it's down in Georgia. I don't know. No, probably not.
Georgia sun's out. It's like
It's like very confusing. You wake up here and you look at the sun and you're like, oh, Kevin, I'll put on shorts. I'm like, oh, no, but it's still cold today.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's May
Yeah.
for Fargo. That's our weather. But
I told you earlier this morning. It's that odd part of the year where you're driving to work with your heater on, leaving work with your AC on. So
Yeah.
it's just kind of a weird.
It's not that bad. It's literally hot and cold at the same time.
Yeah. It's the umami of weather there.
So Rich, talking about obviously been 10 months, but also we have a lot of people out always asking is like making their own brands.
Mhm.
How do they kind of make money with that?
Yeah.
Obviously, you can make your own brand, but you
Yeah.
can make money. But now we got to make, like, we need to make money because obviously we need to live and everything else. And so
Right.
dive into like kind of even like your own brand. The Only Ninjas is like, you've done that. And so where advice can you give, our viewers as far as like, how do you start a brand and where can you go for it?
As far as starting a brand, so it's not the first one. I failed more than once. So, your first one might not always be the right one. So this is probably like my third or fourth time going in. But I did this one for the sake of like the YouTube channel as well, so other people can learn how to start their brand. So I pretty much cover everything from the beginning to the product to putting it on the website, how to get traffic, to getting sales to fulfillment. So I think those are is that the main I think that's like the main points of a
Mhm.
product, right?
Yep.
Product fulfillment, creating it, getting sales, traffic.
That's what I like about your content too. Is you literally walk people through, kind of like I don't want to say like holding their hand or anything like
Yeah.
that, but I mean you make it very clear. Like this is what you want to do if you want to be successful.
Right. Yeah, I
There's
think so
things you
too.
want to avoid.
Yeah, I think so too. I try to hold people's hands, but at the same time, like I even show my videos like I'm still gonna use Google because I'm not perfect. So I want people to know, even though there's nobody there, you don't have to depend on anybody. Just the internet is amazing now. Just like everything's
Yeah.
out there.
So like obviously, vast resources out there, but I also like the point you touch on is like I've done this 3 or 4 times. I did not succeed. Now I finally got something that's working.
Right.
And so I think really just kind of the message of like try again.
Yeah.
Don't take it as a
For sure.
failure because it just might not click. It might not be the timing.
Yeah.
But dive into like okay, so I buy a heat press, I buy a cutter, I'm doing HCV, so I can start a brand, right? I
Right.
can start doing it. And so I mean, kind of how do you find like a brand, or how do you think about how does that kind of like say, hey, this is the brand I want to go out and promote, or what do you think about that? So,
I mean, I think it has to do with like what you said. Just try again. I think the first heartbreak is putting in hours of research, hours of work, and then putting out your first product, and then people's like, I don't like it. That's like the first heartbreak. Either that, and you're like in denial. It's like, what do you mean? It's like the best thing out. So, it's just trying the next thing, putting it out for sale. You need people to know that it's for sale or that it's even out there. So it's like a combination of the traffic, the exposure, and the product itself.
I think believing in yourself too. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
that entrepreneurial spirit
Yeah.
that I think goes is very important. I mean, exactly what you were saying. I mean, just get back up. If you fail, try
Mhm.
again. You learn from this, take it as a learning experience, move on, apply what did work, and leave what didn't. Kind of.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. Actually, we was talking about like even though all of this is out there, like just how to do it physically. Sometimes there's not gonna be anybody there for you mentally to push you to know that's possible. But I mean, I try as hard as possible to put out like clothing brand content so that people can see everybody who's been able to do it. And at the end of the day, to me, everybody's just like a normal person, just got up and did it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, thinking back, kind of like some of the brands I was heard is like everybody says, and quote me is like, if you won't wear it yourself,
Yeah.
then you'll never succeed.
Mm.
Is that some kind of like to live by as far as a brand? Be like, if you can't be proud of it, hey, I'm gonna wear that out every day. You're probably not gonna succeed with your brand.
Yeah, I would say a lot of the clothing brand owners I know, that's like almost all they wear. Like they support other brands too, but like if you look in their closet, they'll wear their stuff all day.
It's kind of like Kevin's closet. It's got heat
Pretty
transfer
much.
warehouse all over it. So
I might have like 5 shirts that are not branded with HTW at this point, but that's what I love about them, though. I mean, all the clothes that we offer and everything like that, they're comfortable. They're super, they're just super
Yeah.
nice. So, and I guess I've come from just 100% cotton, plain white Hanes tee, so
Yeah.
it's nice. So what do we got here in front of us here? I know earlier you guys were doing something with kind of just like branding,
Hmm.
trying some things out. What do we got here?
So I took the Heat Transfer Warehouse logo and I tried to make it a little more like streetwearish. So, you got the not this side, but you got the regular logo.
yeah, let's pull
Hold
up,
it-
Kevin.
pull it up?
Pull
Yeah,
up, Kevin.
yeah.
Let's see. Let's
All
check
right, so
it
I
out.
this
got
one, I'm completely new to dye sublimation. So I mean, I'm not completely new. I did mugs, but this one we did a dye sublimation shirt. But it's pretty cool because you can get like the whole full color of the fire. So it relates to heat transfer. Thought warehouse was like the cool word to use as far as like turning it into a brand. So we tried to make it look like it was a clothing brand.
Yeah.
And then
I
we
like it. I
Yeah,
like
it looks
a lot.
it looks
So-
updated. It looks young.
It looks young?
Like, not saying our logo looks
Oh,
old.
Oh
but-
man.
Oh, ouch. So is that going to be approved to wear at work? Is it,
Yeah.
Does this have work approval?
is it work approval? So
Think so.
I think we can arrange that. So
Nice.
as they would say, it's dope. So we're gonna.
yeah.
Well, what's
So we got
what's
this other one here?
we
Yeah.
got going on? Let's check this out. I mean,
So
it's-
this one is
Well, there's a
pretty
couple
cool
shirts.
because you can just do this with a vinyl cutter, and the vinyl cutter is like one of the best entry, pieces of equipment that you can purchase. Very low entry to get in the game, and then this has the puff. Puff is like very hot right now, so this has heat transfer and puff. This right here is just plain vinyl.
hmm Yeah, I like that. I like it.
Like,
the
yeah, I
puff
love
adds
the
that nice
feel because
texture
like
to
all
it.
right, smooth, and also there's like you got a little bump in there. It's really awesome.
Mhm.
I love it.
I like
We
it.
might have to change our dress code rules. Oh yeah, there you
This has
go.
the regular
There
logo
we
right
go.
there, so
So you
So-
are work approved. So
y'all can let us know
Kevin?
which one do you want to
Yeah.
wear to work. This one or the other logo?
That one.
No,
Okay,
the
I
front
don't know.
side, the front side.
Yeah,
So which one would you want to wear to work, Kevin?
I'd like to change it.
boy.
I'd like to do a full chest.
A full
I
chest?
feel
Okay.
I feel we're gonna have a branding meeting here pretty quick.
No, it's not a brand meeting. There's nothing wrong with the original.
But those are cool. Just kind of coming up with something, and you're limited by what you think of, what your creative,
Yeah.
what your creative ability is, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I love about this, Rich, is like you took basic white, which is everyday and everything else, but you use it, and then all of a sudden you threw in the puff, and that like, just totally, I feel this changed this
Yeah, the
whole
puff
thing.
is just a great product,
Mhm.
especially.
I mean,
like,
I
coming out
love
of
the
the
feel. It's
vinyl
like
cover.
smooth, and
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, there's like it's kind of like and I think it's like something fun to wear with, and it adds just like kind of the right dimension to it.
Yeah, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Puff is
So-
just awesome. And then nowadays, there's a handful of people who's like, "Oh, you made that with vinyl," but when it comes to puff, they're like, "Oh, don't know where to go.
What
don't
is
know what
that?
you did."
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if people don't know it's like vinyl, people are
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, it's okay.
Yeah,
Mhm.
So people have this kind of sometimes concept of like vinyl ain't gonna last, but it does. Like,
yeah.
it's-
Oh yeah. Oh,
Yes.
that's a T-shirt.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it lasts a lifetime on it, and I don't think anybody's ever had any problems on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's super fun. I love what you did. With the logo, it's it's kind of having some fun with it, and so now we got streetwear, we're street creep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Let's go.
I like it.
so and showing the steps of like literally for an investment, you're doing heat transfer vinyl, you got puff, and for a minimal investment.
Yeah,
Okay.
very minimal. Just a
Mhm.
heat press, the water press like $400, vinyl cutter $300, and then the rest is just your creative ability.
Yeah.
So how would you say, the best way to like, I got my design,
Uh huh.
how do I get it out to the masses now? We obviously know the web, but
Yeah,
you just can't throw up a website and say, hey, here you go.
yeah. So there's a few places you can go with that. Like Etsy and Amazon is cool as marketplaces. They have traffic, but I wouldn't necessarily put like a brand on there. I put something that's like very high searchable, like Mother's Day shirt, Father's Day shirt, but something for a brand. You really want to build up like for those types of websites. You can't build your own email list. You can't retarget them with ads. So I would highly recommend building your own website. And then as far as traffic, maybe you can start off with social media. Um, when I first started, I used influencers. I just sat there and DM'd every single influencer that I wanted to work with. So you get more no's than you will yeses. But you know, even if somebody has like 1,000, to a lot of people, they might feel like, oh, 1,000 people is not a lot. But if you're touching like one or two people, that's a whole new one, two people, customers that you didn't have. And then not only that, whenever you reach out to influencers that really like it, and you get a picture of them with your product. So there's a series of ways that could initially help, and then eventually, dive into some ads. Facebook ads, TikTok is hot.
Yeah, TikTok's blowing up. I see with,
Yeah.
with marketing just in general. It's kind of crazy, but I get it. I guess
Yeah,
it's a very accessible platform.
it's quick.
Yeah, very quick. Yep.
Let's talk about ads. I think people feel it's very intimidating to go
Oh, yeah.
into like, hey, I can do a Facebook ad. And they're like, oh, I need to hire an agency or that. Like, you can just do that. You can just go out, you can do your own ads, correct? I mean, you don't have to like say, hey, I'd go hire some agency to help me do Facebook ads.
Oh yeah, 100%. You can do your own ads, but it's gonna be very intimidating if you're just starting off, especially like you already got all this money into like building your brand. But that's why I say the safer route, if you really want to, would just go into social media, build up your email list. From your email list, you can use your email list on most ad websites and build up like retarget them. So as long as you get your product to them the first time they touch it, they feel it, they love your customer service, then I'm pretty sure that second conversion wouldn't be as hard.
Two questions on it. We're gonna go back because I want to go back. We're gonna come back to Clavio. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's an amazing thing. But you mentioned, hey, I reached out to influencers.
Uh-huh.
How did you do that? I mean, how do you just like you like, hey, what's up? Or just because I'm sure people are like, I can't approach them, I can't talk to you. They're never gonna respond back to me, and we've had a similar relationship where we were like, we sent an email out to you, and you're like, yes,
Yeah.
hey, we're interested in working or doing something with it. And so just kind of like, I think it's people are very intimidated by that. So
Yeah, so I mean, like how I started, I mean, I had a page that like literally had probably like 100 followers or so, but literally just DM people. You never know like what type of people will say yes. So, just reach out to 50 people, hope that one person get back to you. Just don't get stumped that nobody responds, because somebody's gonna respond. So it's just all about the persistence of trying to get somebody to reach back.
persistence, nice message. Someone's gonna respond back.
Yeah, somebody's gonna respond back for sure, and just use the same message. Just copy paste, copy paste.
Yeah.
There
It
you
seems
go.
like kind of just like a numbers game. You
Yeah.
want to hit as
Yeah.
many
Law,
people.
law
as
of
you can with
averages.
that.
Eventually, you're gonna get some people that interact with it.
Yeah.
So that's cool. I mean, it's. I think back to when I had the 701 beer shirts, and Josh Jamal, who sent him a message, and says, "Would you like one of our shirts?" And he came back through Twitter and like, "Yes, I'll take this one."
Yeah.
So just kind of some fun things we've done with that. So it is possible. People
Yeah,
do
for
reply,
sure.
and he's never replied that. No. But he did. He actually replied through Twitter and says, "I'll take this." So it's cool that way. So go to Clavio, email lists, and I think that's another intimidating thing. And I think Clavio is, to me, is like the best thing out there right now. It's like rocking as far as what you can do with it.
Mhm.
So talk a little bit about Clavio. Like what's
I'm not the greatest in experience with it, but it's just something that's extra on top of ads, on top of ads is a little more intimidating. It can be, but emails is just like almost texting somebody. You got to imagine like these customers are somebody say, hey, what's up? I got this out now. So it's just an easy way to contact somebody. Just sign up on Klaviyo, especially if like you have your website integrated with something like Shopify, because that's like one of the easiest things to use whenever you're building your website. If you're just starting off, and it's easy to integrate it with Klaviyo too, and it's easy for them as soon as they purchase something that first time, you already have their email integrated.
Yeah, I think like with most standard box type websites with this Shopify, BigCommerce,
Yeah,
they're all integrating with Klaviyo,
Right.
And do like amazing things with it.
yeah,
I just think it's like crazy, like how the stuff you can do with it.
yeah.
So, what can you tell people as far as to create a hype around a brand? Like, how can we create hype?
Oh, create hype. That's a tough one. Well, I won't necessarily say because as far as creating hype, like so, what I did with mine was pretty much just create a community first. I created like value behind it. It's hard to just slap a logo and sell the actual T-shirt with your logo brand, especially whenever to somebody else it's gonna mean nothing. But behind the logo, you have to really enforce like what the logo means, building the community, and there's like a whole bunch of back end work before that logo has meaning. So really just giving your brand meaning, building a community, and adding value. So that's what I did first. I added value. So at the time, whenever they see the actual brand, they're just like, oh, I almost feel like an older person, but I'm also getting a product back. So it's like an easy like, oh, I'm gonna grab some.
Let's just jump on like to a pricing standpoint.
Okay.
Okay, so you're picking up a shirt. We'll even just say it's a good tri blend, whatever else. You
Yeah.
go out there, pick them up from $3 to $5.
Okay.
You probably have HGV. Let's say we're doing HGV. So let's just say we'll say $1
Yeah.
into it. Now, where do I go price that at and sell that? So I'm making the money so I can keep on growing.
All right, so pricing. I learned this from Gordon Ramsay. I was watching a TV show where he was saving a restaurant. The restaurant showed him a menu, and the pricing like didn't make sense to him. He was like, all you gotta do is just like times it by 3, and then and they're like, what? So they took the cost of goods, and then they just times it by 3. I remember him saying something like, the first X is for the cost of goods, the second one is for the labor, and then your third X is the profit. So that's like a simple way to do it, but on top of that, the pricing that you charge isn't just a part of the actual product itself. Sometimes you can calculate the cost of goods and put a price on that, but the pricing that you put is also the value of the entire brand or company itself, like the customer support, every single thing that they feel from point A when they see the product online to checkout until they get the product. Anything extra comes in like their mail, so it's more than just the product.
Mm-hmm.
So pricing times 3 at least.
Yeah. I mean that's just like a basic structure.
Basic strategy to go with to get you like, hey, you're gonna make money.
Yeah.
But there's sometimes it can be higher, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean that's what I was saying. It's also the value of it is more than just like the cost of goods. So if you're charging like a $50 shirt, I would hope that the quality is more than just the product. When somebody's calling you, emailing you, you're right there, making you feel like family or something.
Mm-hmm. And so that obviously, yes, when I go out there, we make money with the brand, grow it.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you go back to like how to get that repeat customer? So I bought your brand. How are you gonna get them like you think of like what's next to get them like let's get them to buy again?
To buy again.
Yes, and that's because that's really where isn't that where you're gonna?
Yeah.
It's kind of the snowball of like where you're actually gonna start making money.
Right.
So
buying again is important. That's why like Klaviyo is important. You want to retarget like your same customers, and then you want to provide new products, new collections, different colorways. You want to stay with the trends, something that's like popular. Like right now for like clothing brands or streetwear, like the matted colors are pretty popular. Like instead of like the bright orange, it's like the matte orange or like peach or something like that. So staying in with the trends is important. But as far as getting that repeat customer, you got to retarget them. Make sure there's something that's in your social media or something that like you're touching them on a consistent basis. Like just don't sell them one t-shirt and then you went off the wall for like a few months and like, oh, we got a second product.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So talk about, obviously marketing, rebranding and all that, and then getting the second sale, but say trends.
Mm-hmm.
How to keep up with trends?
That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
Buried on your phone like Kevin here, 24/7, trying to figure out the trends. I still feel he's still behind the trends, but
trying to figure out what lawn edging is trending right
Yeah.
now for my house. But yeah, no, I always thought it was as Google as what's trending 2021. So you got to do some a little bit of research.
I think trending is a lifestyle. I think it's like, so if the brand is like what you represent and it's like it's your life, then you're pretty much like always in it because your social media is like, adapted to you. Like the people that you follow, it's like the people that you kind of want to, I don't know, like to be, I suppose. It's always something that you're watching like in the back of your head. So it's kind of your lifestyle. So you can't really just create a product just because you wanted to do it. It's something that's like creative towards you is creative fulfillment more so than it ever is about the money.
Yeah, it's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
So it's great thing, quote as far as that. It's not about the money. It's about you're living the life you want, and then hopefully you make enough to live
Yeah.
that life.
Money should just like be the byproduct.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So, anything else as far as brands? Like, I'm starting tomorrow. What would be like here's your top 5 points. Like, just boom, boom, boom. Here, make sure you do this. Like,
Top
Take
points.
that 100 shirt job right away.
I don't know. I mean, that's a tough one. To be honest, really, everybody starts off on a different page, but just having that first product is important. Making sure you know how to get the first product, making sure you understand how to ship it. I don't know. I mean, to me, it's really all about getting that first sale because that will push you to figure everything else out. If you got the product in hand, it's like, how do I ship it? And you don't have a choice but to figure it out. So it sounds cliche, but I just tell people just to do it because, like, once you start doing it, the next question pops up for you to figure out.
yeah,
Mhm.
great thing to live by. I always say, like, sometimes you just got to do it.
Yeah.
See what happens. And sometimes we screw up, and you just ask for forgiveness. Say, hey, we messed up. Thank you, sorry, but sometimes that goes a long way.
Yeah.
It's just being like, hey, we tried, we didn't do it, go again. And I guess again, your first brand might not be the successful, might be take 2 or 3 or 4, who knows?
Mhm.
But just keep trying. And I
Right.
think that's really good to live by and work with. And any last key points as we wrap up as far as what we should be doing as far as a brand? Anything like words of wisdom?
I don't know. I mean, I think we just touched it, like what you said. I mean, really, it's like be creative. I mean, you got to understand there is some you got to make profit to live, but like let the money be the byproduct of like your happiness first. So you make sure what you're doing is what you wanted to create, but you also got to make sure it's a very heavy balance. You got to make sure that there's an audience that wants it. It's finding that balance.
Hopefully, maybe next time we're in Columbus, Georgia.
Columbus, Georgia.
Maybe.
I would have to travel there too.
Georgia.
Then.
So next podcast is there. I think that would be.
He has a
fantastic.
podcast.
So maybe we get Napoleon back on the podcast.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, there we go.
Again, thanks, Rich.
Yeah.
I love that you're in Fargo. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
it's fun.
Didn't think this like 10 months ago that we'd be here, but it's awesome. So
Awesome. Appreciate y'all for having me.
Yeah, great hanging out with you, man.
Oh, same. Likewise.
Well, everybody, we're going to wrap this up here. If you want to check this out, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our Facebook page, everything, Instagram. We have a TikTok now, too. You can also check out Rich's YouTube channel, too, Hustle Ninjas, right? Yeah, okay. And all of his social media, too. Yeah, we'll talk to you guys later, man. See you guys.
see everybody.